Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Y'all know what it is, the best live show on YouTube, the best daytime live show on YouTube. I gotta come to the ring, man. Fighting out of the southpaw stance, standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard, ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud, you ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with me. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in prison. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make a wish in me. I got these hoes in the frenzy. They can't seem to get to me. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving. Yeah, we here. Yo, it's Classic with the classic codes, man. We back. I got another great live show for y'all, man. The most consistent, the most persistent. We walking shit down. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. I'm in a great mood. I hope y'all feel the same. We got a great show put together for y'all, man. We talking about a lot of different things. We got a live reaction video heading over to Anton Daniels and the After Hours crew. Always fun doing what we do with them. Then we going into the question of the day, which is going to piggyback off of the live reaction. Boom. Then we going to slide over into the code language conversation. And like we always do at this time, we going to go into the chat Q&A. Today, we going live specifically on Classic Code Sports. And we got our own show over there for the first time. So I'm super excited about that. That'll be following this. So we're not going to do the sports segment today here. Y'all got to slide over to Classic Code Sports, tap in on that channel and watch the live stream on the Classic Code Sports over there. Yeah. So we going to get into it, man. We about to get shit rolling. Yes, Lord. 333 in the chat if you with me, man. 333 in the chat. Yes, sir. This exclusively on YouTube today. We not feeding into the Instagram audience. They got to come find us, man. They got to come find us. This where it's at. It's the codes, man. So I hope y'all feel as good as me. Let's go ahead and move into the live reaction. Like I said, we heading over to Anton Daniels After Hours, man, with the gang, and we gonna see what they talking about. The topic on this right here is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited to talk about it. The topic on this right here is actually 14 turnoffs. A woman has a list of 14 things about men that potentially could turn her off if we exhibit these 14 things. And then we're going to see what they takes are. And of course, y'all know I'm going to chime in for the win. So without further ado, we ain't wasting no time. Let's go.
And I'd like to get y'all insight on this. So this is what she said, and I'd like to get your thoughts.
There's more, but here's 14 things that I can think of that I don't like men doing. I don't like a man that's always inviting me to his house, because what the fuck? I don't like a man who thinks it's like hard to post guns and money. I don't like a man who does not know how to dress because you can't match my fly. Lacking self-confidence. I don't like that. I don't like a man who says something and doesn't keep their word. I don't like a man who is an airhead, like clueless to everything, doesn't know nothing. I don't know. I don't like a man who doesn't take the initiative. Like if you see the trash, take it out. I don't like street guys anymore. I don't like a softie. If you need me to elaborate more on these, I can. I don't like combativeness. I don't like argumentative, sassy ass man. I don't like a man who lacks emotional intelligence. I don't like a man who doesn't know how to be romantic. And I don't like a man who's a follower.
So,
all right, y'all. Let's go back through those real quick before we just dive into this and listen to their takes and piggyback and jump in and all of that. Before we get into joining the panel with Anton and the crew, let's listen to everything she said first one more time. All right, let's do that.
Think of that I don't like men doing. I don't like a man that's always inviting me to his house, because what the fuck? I don't like a man who thinks it's like hard to post guns and money. I don't like a man who does not know how to dress because you can't match my fly. Lacking self-confidence. I don't like that. I don't like a man who says something and doesn't keep their word. I don't like a man who is an airhead, like clueless to everything, doesn't know nothing. I don't know. I don't like a man who doesn't take the initiative. Like if you see the trash, take it out. I don't like street guys anymore. I don't like a softie. If you need me to elaborate more on these, I can. I don't like combativeness. I don't like an argumentative, sassy ass man. I don't like a man who lacks emotional intelligence. I don't like a man who doesn't know how to be romantic. And I don't like a man who's a follower.
So, what was you about to say, Slimmy?
Let me check the chat real quick, man. Y'all talking to me, chat? Let me check the chat real quick, man. Let me see what's going on in here, man. What's going on, man? Hold on. Let's see what Ed's out of them talking about.
Turn that shit off, dog. That might have been the most annoying thing I ever heard on here.
I don't like a man that's too hard. I don't like a man that's too soft. Like, what the fuck?
She don't like men.
That's exactly what I heard. She just contradicted herself like several times.
I don't like
I don't want a
guys,
street guy, but I don't want to be like that either. Like, who do you want? Do you like guys?
She want a woman.
She like, I don't like a man that's
Well, I've said this before. When a woman describes what she wants in a mate, she describes another fucking woman with a dick.
I don't like calluses on my hand.
I have calluses for you, Mika. See that one?
Do women know what they want?
Ooh, wee. Them joints super crusty. Ooh, wee. Yeah. I've been working on the railroad. Let's go.
I think we have an idea of what we want before we get it. I think sometimes you'll enter into a situation that'll show you what you want may not be the best for you. And so you just kind of have to pivot from that. But I think that's just with anybody. You don't know until you're in it.
Okay, before somebody chime in, I want to say I feel like I agree with Kimmy. It's like it seems as though a lot of her lists sounded like the description of like one or maybe two exes. Real talk. A lot of her list that I heard out of that 14 characteristics, a lot of it sounded like one or maybe two of her exes. That whole list of characteristics. Because it seemed like she was describing maybe a guy or two. Y'all let me know if y'all heard something different, chat. Let's go.
Man,
That girl's
women,
best years are gonna pass her by.
women don't
not
know
gonna have a
shit
man.
about relationships. They don't know what the fuck they want, man.
You don't think so, Slimmy?
I don't mean that in no disrespectful way. I mean it because they are the most fickle beings on the planet. One moment they want this on this hand over here, and then the next moment they want this over here. Women don't know what they want because they're constantly changing, they're constantly evolving, and because of the fact that they don't have the emotional stability to constantly think and be logical.
Well, she was young. You can tell she was young from how she's probably like fresh out of high school, but that's what y'all be liking.
Stop.
Y'all like
You
that.
always
y'all,
make it the man's
y'all like
fault.
those-
Hey, hold on, Molly. Hold on. See, triggered. She know how to get us. Look, everybody jumped off the porch. Wait, hold on. She know what she doing. Yeah, see, gaslighting. They good at it. She got me that time. I ain't gonna react. Let's go.
mentality.
Molly. Stop,
Listen,
Molly.
she ain't complaining about women. She complaining about men.
You don't
She's
like women.
clearly-
What kind of take
She's
is that?
clearly super young, and y'all expect her to know what she wants, but y'all go for those type of women, knowing that they don't know what they want.
This is
I don't
so bad.
I don't think
Clip
most
Molly
people,
up, please. Clip her up.
I don't think most people know what they want in a relationship. I think most people come into a relationship and says, "You're attractive, I'm attractive," and y'all be trying to figure that shit
Then
out.
that's dumb. Then that's stupid because you have to be intentional. That's not being intentional. You don't know what you want because you're not being.
sounds
You're
good
just
on the internet.
winging it, and
It
that's why
sounds good
she's
on the
single,
internet.
complaining about men.
Sounds good on the
I
internet.
agree with you, Quentin. And I think a lot of people end up in relationships based on what they didn't get out of their last relationship. Like if they want to, if they wanted romance in their last relationship and they didn't get it, they'll take the next man coming along that seems to give them romance, even though like all these other things are just off.
Yeah, that's called overcompensation. That happens a lot. I think a lot of people do that. Souls of Thought, what's going on? We got a comment. She said, no thugs anymore. LOL. I'm here, but working too. For sure, man. Tap in. I'm glad you here, man. And shout out to everybody else sliding through the chat too. 333. For sure. We working. We just getting warmed up. We got a long show. Let's go.
I don't know. And then Slimmy, you said sometimes we want one thing, sometimes we want another. I think that honestly, we don't pay enough attention to a woman's hormonal cycle. I mean, like biologically, once we get to a certain place in our cycle, we desire a different kind of man.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
I'm not saying that you were wrong. I'm agreeing with you.
That's what I said. I said because
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I don't want different men depending.
Yeah,
on
hold on. Get to a certain point of your cycle, and then you desire a different kind of man. That's kind of crazy. A different side of your man. to be, more pronounced where you're in certain points of your menstruation and your moods and your hormones, I feel that. But saying at a certain point in your cycle, you want a different kind of man altogether, she worded that kind of crazy.
On where I'm at in my cycle. I know our brains and hormones change throughout the month, but I think it comes with maturity. If you're not mature and you don't really know about men and you're winging it, then you're going to be never satisfied because nobody's perfect. Stop looking for men to be perfect.
Molly, but that's true for anybody though. That's true for anybody. Like for real, that ain't just a woman thing. Like you try and wing it, you gonna get fucked over.
But women don't have the same luxury of winging it the way men can wing it because y'all think we are grandmas after 25. So y'all can wing it all y'all want.
I hear you, Molly, but that's if you going off the internet. The truth is people dating all in their 40s and 50s right now, still trying to find love. Still, somebody finna have a first date with somebody tonight, at every age. Like, so I hear you, but then when it's like, when you think about real life, that's not what's really going on outside. There's the internet talking points and the shit that sounds good to say because people have personas on the internet. There's a small group of us on the internet that are operating out of pure authenticity, and it's for a multitude of different reasons, right? Let me lock in real quick. There's a small group of us on the internet that are operating out of pure authenticity, and it's for a multitude of reasons. You have some people who have to scale certain things back because of their personal profession, their day job, their career, the thing that still feeds them, even though they may be marching into a content creation space. They still have to measure themselves a little bit because to a degree, they still represent some other entity and they still have a HR that they have to answer to. You understand what I'm saying? So you have the people who have to scale it back for professional reasons. And then you have people who have to scale it back or who just scale it back because they're playing a character or they're playing a role. Maybe they've decided, you know what, I'm going to take this angle. This is going to be my niche. And I'm going to pander, right? And so that may not even be something that you really feel in your heart or really feel, but you know that you could tap into a certain audience and really win on that side, right? So if you're not operating in pure authenticity, then you're not a part of the percentage that I'm talking about. But for the people who could really do that, you will see the truth. But other than that, the internet isn't necessarily a clear depiction of what's really going on outside, because you have a shit ton of men saying, don't date baby mothers, stay away from baby mothers. Ideally, if you don't have children, stay away from women with children, this, that, and the third. You have that going around the internet and swirling around. But in real life, the baby mothers will tell you that they're not having a hard time having dates. And not all baby mothers do get passed around. There are women who have children who end up getting married. It happens. It's happening is what I'm saying. So there's the internet and there's the shit that people say because it sounds good to say and it makes sense to say. But then there's actual intangible things about the human experience. And that's what contributes to what's going on outside. I hope y'all really feel what I'm saying and understand and following me on that one. But let's roll.
Gotta stop being so indecisive. Pick the best fit for your future.
Men can't wing it. Men can't wing it.
Y'all do all the time.
Nah, man. Dudes that wing it, they fuck around and miss out. They lose too many resources like that. They lose too much time. They lose too much by doing that.
I think that this is all men's fault.
Me too, Carrie.
I think this is all men's fault. I think that, first of all, let me just say, I am so happy that social media and the internet were not around when I was a teenager, because that would have certainly been me. I had like a 3-page list of like requirements, things I didn't want or wanted in a guy. First of all, I don't even know why I had a list in high school, but I did. I mean, it was down to how many outfits from Aeropostale he needed to have. That was the thing.
Aeropostale. Abercrombie and Fitch in this bitch. That's funny.
I basically sat down and made this list that I added to. And as much as my dad, God bless his heart, as much as my dad has taught me about life, when I say I blame men, I'm really just saying that I really think that men, the father, if you didn't have a father, if your father passed, if he wasn't in your life, like some male role model who cares about you needs to tell you what to look for in a man, because we don't know.
You can't blame us. You can't blame us. I'm gonna stop you right there, Miss Carrie. I appreciate and respect it, and I wanted to let you, get your point in before I jumped in there. But I have to say, just a man being present to tell you what to look for and what's right doesn't mean you won't still go outside and make a stupid decision. Do you know how many women offer me up their vaginas on a platter? You understand? Offered it up to me on a platter without any effort from me. No effort required. Just existing and being outside. Offered it up to me on a plate. And I guarantee you, and those women, some of those plates I did eat. You understand? And those women have fathers. And I'm sure their fathers told them, don't be outside offering it up on a plate. Because I had no intentions in those particular situations that I'm referring to of getting serious about anything. I'm sure dad or uncle or grandpa told them not to offer it up on a plate. But guess what? She's a grown woman, seen something she liked. It liked her back. And they liked each other. You see what I'm saying? So just a man being present to give advice is not necessarily enough. Is it a bonus? Does it help? Could it help? Should it help? Yes, yes, yes. Does it always help? No. Sometimes the little boy just got too much game. What y'all call it now? Riz? Yeah. Sometimes shorty got too much riz. You know what I mean? So, y'all listen, don't act like y'all wasn't out here in the field. That's all I'm saying. Don't do that.
Don't. We're sitting here thinking like, yup, romance, bad boy. Money, can't be a geek. We are literally saying yin and yang in our heads in the list. We are making up a person who does not exist anywhere, period. And as much as our moms or our aunties or whatever can probably share with us and love us and like us and tell us, they're still women. So they still might put a little dust of their own bias into it. So we just need men who love us to be like, hey, this is what you need to look for once you get to the age or whatever the case may be. That's it. Don't add on to this list. Don't change this list. This is the list. Now go on and be.
Well, I'm of the mindset women can't have it all. Let's start there. And then back to my previous point about people are just winging it. This whole being intentional, fuck that shit. That's not a thing. Because you get with a person and you have this list and then they show you other shit that you didn't know you wanted, type of shit that wasn't on the list. And what do you mean? That's why you just get it and you just kind of rock and see what this person is. And you like some of the stuff, you don't like some of the other stuff, and you just go from there. This whole list. And
I didn't have a list, but I didn't have a list, Gary, but when I was in the 9th grade, I wanted Conan.
The Barbarian?
Fucking weird.
It looked like he had callus.
She wanted Arnold Schwarzenegger? Which Conan? Yeah, I think that was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mika, she on some shit. What she
red hair or some shit?
No, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So, Carrie, I think that women could better guide the younger women, but I think that a lot of it is not wanting to say where they messed up in life, where they went left. They'll say stuff like, oh, be careful with who you have kids with, but then that's it. What does that mean? They just left you with this conundrum to figure out on your own, and it's not detailed enough. So I think that it would be most helpful to have that information from your dad telling you, what to look out for, but then also coming from a woman to say, I tried that and this is what happened. And I
just think the advice needs to come from a trusted adult. I think the advice needs to come from a trusted adult, male or female, someone whose words you will take heed to, need to give you some solid information on sexual education and just how to value your privates, how to manage the distribution of your privates, and then how to protect them joints, right? That information should come from a trusted adult whose words that you would adhere to. If you're an adult and like us, we grown as hell now. So if you're in the child's life as a mentor, a father, an uncle, a stepdad, a godfather, whatever, or vice versa on the woman's side, right? A godmother, a sister, a auntie, or whatever, you in that child's life, right? Give them sound advice if you know they will take heed to your words. If you know they listen to you more than they listen to their mama or listen to their daddy. Give them some sound advice. Steer them in the right direction. You got different things you could teach them. When I was a shorty, some of the kids older than me would teach me how to do dumb shit and get away with it instead of teaching me don't do the dumb shit. You see what I'm saying? It's a different, you got to decide what type of unc, auntie, OG, you know, whatever you gonna be. You feel me? That's really what that boiled down to. But I don't think it matters necessarily whether you get the information from your mom or your dad. I think different children have different needs. And yes, for some kids, it's going to mean more coming from a father figure or a male influence. For other kids, they may take heed to it, you know, coming straight from their mom. So I don't know that it's necessarily parentally specific to which parent it should be on this one. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not trying to be biased. They trying to give credit straight to the fathers, and I agree that fathers are extremely important. Don't get it twisted. I'm just saying that I don't know that there we go. I just don't know that this is one of those situations. That's all. Let's go.
That, and this is what happened. And so instead of saying like, oh, you need to be careful with who you have kids with, you need to be saying stuff like, you know, make sure that you discipline in the same way. Make sure you want to raise them with the same values and things of that nature. But people don't normally break it down in the way that's like learnable, like you can learn from.
No, I agree with you. But that's also why I still say, I think that it should be something that the foundation is set from a man who cares about you, which sucks because I get it. A lot of people are raised without having that. Or, you know, again, in my case, my dad didn't talk to me about that till later on. By that time I was already, you know, making my list. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
I can just say as a man, I've never made a list. Maybe.
What made you make that list? I've never made a list either, but 3 pages. Yeah.
Perfect timing. So listen, let me lock in. I think we got what we need from that. Perfect timing. Quentin just said, as a man, he's never made a list. Men, we don't generally make lists. That was a great reaction video. I think we got what we need from that in regards to the turnoffs. I think we all came to the consensus that sometimes, and that woman who was in the TikTok video, she seemed to be, you know, a young adult, so probably in her early 20s, talking about her list of 14 things that men do that turn her off. Seemed like she had a lot of contradictions in there. So I think we all come to the same consensus that a lot of times females be confused, or they in their mind, they come up with a fantasy man that don't exist. It happens. It's happening every day. But nevertheless, that's it for the reaction video. We ought to move into the question of the day. Question of the day. What are your top 5 non-sexual turn-ons and turn-offs? Non-sexual. Top 5 non-sexual turn-ons and turn-offs. So some of these will go together. So I think I'm going to just make a top 5 list that consists of both. Obviously, it'll be 3-2 in one direction or the other. We'll go 1 through 5 based on importance. Chat, y'all make a list if y'all want to too. Here we go. So we'll start for number 5. Let's see, top 5. And I didn't think about this question before coming live, so forgive me if I'm taking a pause here because I'm thinking about this in real time. Top 5 non-sexual turn-ons and turn-offs. All right, so I'm going to start at number 1. It's going to be easiest to go most important and work down, I think, because what's coming to the front of my mind is probably most important, right? So instead of trying to go from 5, that's slowing up the process. Number 1, for me, top turn on, non-sexual, is just a woman being natural like 80% of the year. If it's just her normal, it's her normal everyday practice to like just wash her face, have moisturizer on, wear her natural hair, and just be outside. She don't generally wear very much makeup, and if so, like barely a touch, like a hint, slight nothing damn near. Like it take 5 minutes, like as my mother would say, just putting on a little powder. Women like that are like natural for like 80-something% of the year, like maybe they'll throw on makeup and throw some different hair in or some shit like that for like particular type of events or vacations and stuff like that, depending on activities or what's, you know, socially appropriate, stuff like that, right? But for the most part, they go about their day natural, like on some this is me shit. Like they don't even think about it for real. They just never got into it really. They know how to do it, but it's not something. They're not one of them females to where like they like to play in the cosmetics like that. They like how they look. That's gonna be number one, my top turn on for sure. Above all turn ons and turn offs. That shit, I like that. I like that shit. I ain't gonna hold you. Number two, turn ons and turn offs. Let's go with a turn off here. So let's go with the top turn off. Top turn off for me, non-sexual. We keeping this list non-sexual. Top turn off for me is going to be superficiality. I don't like superficial women. I don't think there's anything wrong with enjoying nice things, desiring nice things. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I do think there's something wrong with being about that, and there's a difference. You know, working yourself up to a point where certain items and vehicles and homes and businesses and ventures and opportunities are in your grasp. There's nothing wrong with that. That's called climbing the ladder. You know, I would hope that the ambitious people of the world who desire to ascend higher than most, I would hope that those people can reach those rungs on the ladders that they desire to reach for sure. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but superficiality does have its own meaning. Matter of fact, let's look up the definition. Y'all know how I get down on the classic codes. We just gonna look up the word. Superficial. The definition of superficial is existing or occurring at or on the surface. Existing or occurring at or on the surface, right? So someone who doesn't have like much depth, right? And they care about very like, they're shallow, care about very, you know, frivolous things that don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Superficiality. Let's look at the definition of that. Lack of thoroughness, depth of character, or serious thought. So yeah, just to define it by the book for y'all, that's probably my number one non-sexual turn off in a woman would be superficiality. For sure. Can't mess with it. All right. Number two, top turn on, non-sexual turn on. Number two, let's see. Non-sexual turn on. Women that know how to dress. Like if I like their fashion sense, like a woman whose fashion sense I could really get with, and she know how to put together 3, 4, 5 different plays. She could get fly in the business casual bag. She can get fly in the elegant bag. She could have that shit on in the concert going comfortable bag. She can get fly on some road trip attire. She can get fly in the gym bag. Like the females that just know how to put that shit together. You know what I mean? That's probably my number two top non-sexual turn on for sure. Number two non-sexual turn off. Women with bad attitude problems. That's non-sexual. Non-sexual turn off would be a bad attitude problem, like a woman that's temperamental, a woman who doesn't know how to curb the desire to speak with certain tones and refrains from crossing, you know, tiptoeing the lines of disrespect just because they're a little bit upset. Like women like that, I don't really rock with. Like a woman who know how to scale it back, even though they upset, and just maintain a certain level of respect and a certain level of femininity and softness with their approach to whatever it is they want to express. I think that's super attractive on one side, but unattractive on the other side. The women who lack that discipline or lack that emotional intelligence or just lack the restraint. They're not emotionally regulated. I would say that's definitely my turn off. Number two. Yeah, the bad attitudes. I'm trying to dive into each one of these. You know what I mean? So number three, turn ons. Number three, top non-sexual turn on. So I started off number one with natural women. I did number two was What was number 2? I did natural women. Then I did fashion sense. Number 3, we gonna go with cooking. Number 3, non-sexual turn on. A woman that know how to put it together. She could put that plate together. You know what I mean? She could put that plate together. I'm with all that. I'm actually about to type these in the chat real quick so I don't forget. Turn ons. One was natural. 2 was fashion. And 3 is cooking. Yes, Lord. Them turn offs. Let's see. Turn offs was number 1 was number 1 turn off was what? Not the bad attitude. That was number 2. What was number 1, chat? What was number 1, chat? Number 2 was bad attitude. What was the number 1 turn off? I forgot what the hell I said. It wasn't being unnatural. That's not that high up. Oh, superficial. Superficiality. There we go, chat. Come on, y'all. There we go. So I'm gonna just post these. And then number 3. Number 3 would be number 3 turn off. Number 3, non-sexual turn off. Number 1 was superficiality. Number 2 was bad attitude. Number 3, non-sexual turn off would be non-sexual. Non-sexual. That don't mean non-physical though, right? I guess so though. Let's keep it off. Let's keep it off the physical shit. Or that world, like the sexual attraction type shit. Number 3, non-sexual turn off. Probably would be shit. Let's go masculinity. Number 3, non-sexual turn off. Number 3 was just go masculinity. You know, let's go masculinity. I don't like it, right? That's different from temperamental because a woman could be very feminine and just have a real bad attitude. You know what I mean? And that's true. A woman could be very feminine and have a real bad attitude. That's a fact. You could be feminine with a fucked up attitude. Masculinity exhibits itself in more ways than just being able to get loud, I feel. Is that part of it? Sure. But is that all of it? No. But yeah, I would say number 3, we're gonna go with the cliche. We're gonna say masculinity. Number 3, non-sexual turn off. You know, women who want to let you know they can get their own door. You know, the women who want to let you know they can, you know, remind you that they can handle it themselves if you weren't around. You know, all that energy, the I don't need you, I want you type shit. That's not my vibe. For the people that deal with those women, if that is in alignment with your personality type naturally and that work for y'all, I'm praying for y'all. I'm gonna be real. It's not my vibe. It's not my energy. You know, once I see that, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real laid back fella. So once they get to getting all rah and you know they want to talk over me and all that, I gotta compete for some airtime in the conversation and all that shit. You got it, boss. That sister's a brother. You feel me? I'm cool. Yeah. So number 3, we going with masculinity. Number 4, non-sexual turn on. Yeah. Us men, we making a list today. Number 4, non-sexual turn on. Let's see. We had not being natural. We had fashion. We had cooking. Non-sexual turn on. I'm going to go with voice. Non-sexual turn on. Number 4. Turn on number 4. We going with the voice. A woman with a very a very pleasant voice. Again, y'all, I'm trying to stay off of the like physical stuff because the physical stuff could lead to like the sexual attraction type vibe, and we trying to stay all the way out that space. We going straight non-sexual turn ons and offs. But I like the voice, a woman with a real pleasant voice. It don't even have to necessarily be sensual, but just easy to listen to. I didn't talk to women that had soothing voices, voice just soothing. Talk to me about any guy. Just tell me anything. Tell me anything, baby. Just keep talking. Shit. And if I tell a female to keep talking, you know she sounded like something. Because I'm the god of like, you know, that might be my 5th non-sexual turn on. I ain't gonna lie to you. A woman that know when to be quiet. Yep. Let's go like that. And then I'll do my last 2 on the turn off side in a row. My 5th non-sexual turn on is a woman that knows when to turn off. Talking. You feel me? Well, 5th non-sexual turn on is a woman that knows when to be quiet. Yeah, for sure. Turn on number 5. Knowing when. On God. Yes, Lord. And then, okay, so now on the turn off side, my 4th non-sexual turn off. We had, what do we have so far? Turn offs. We had superficiality at number 1. Bad attitude at number 2. We had masculinity at number 3. My 4th non-sexual turn off. I think bad attitude and masculinity already tight roping on being similar. They different, but they tight roping. So we want to go away from that. We got the superficiality. We got the bad attitude. We got the masculinity. Hygiene. Is that in the world of sexual though? Nah. Turn off number 4. Hygiene. Yeah, and that's all the way down to the whole demonstration. Everything, from maintaining insurance and getting your yearlies, all of that shit. The whole demonstration, not just brushing your teeth twice a day and making sure you get your tongue, all the way down to making sure you maintaining some insurance and getting your yearlies, making sure, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people out here doing a lot of activity and doing a lot of not scheduling appointments, not going to the doctor. So, y'all got to make sure y'all stay healthy. So I think that's going to be number 4, the number 4 turn off, hygiene. Number 5, non-sexual turn off. Number 5, non-sexual turn off. I'm going to go with friend circle. Non-sexual turn off. Number 5, friend circle. Any zesty besties, any female that got like zesty besties, I don't fuck with that. That's a turn off. And then who else? Like hella single friends. If you're trying to get serious with me and your 3 closest homies ain't locked in on nothing, and these the people you're gonna be traveling with, moving around, grooving with, I ain't fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? So number 5 non-sexual turn off would be the friend group. Turn off number 5, friend group. So let's recap the list real quick, y'all. Let's recap the list real quick. What up? We got International Ken tapping in from Abu Dhabi. Shit, a couple days ago it was Greece. This shit getting ridiculous, y'all. It's getting ridiculous, chat. So here's the list. Let's recap the list real quick. So the question of the day was, what are your top 5 non-sexual turn-ons and turn-offs? So top 5 non-sexual turn-ons were, number 1, a woman that's natural 80-something% of the time. So out of 365 days of the year, most of the time, the vast majority, aside from certain events and activities and shit, she natural for the most part. Maybe a little bit of powder, but nothing worth even talking about, right? Number 2 turn on for me was fashion sense, like a woman that know how to really put that shit on. You know what I'm saying? I really really like a woman that know how to put it together and dress in multiple different ways, know how to put it on the elegant side, know how to put it on the business casual side, know how to put it on some like we going to a concert and let's, you know, sneaker vibes and this, that, and the third, right? Number 4, non-sexual turn on was a voice, a woman with a real soft voice or a real sensual voice or a subtle, like a real, you know, just a real, it's a certain type of, you know, them voices that do it for you, right? So that would be the number 4 turn on. That's non-sexual. Number 5, that's going to be knowing when to be quiet. I love a woman that knows when to hit the off button, to hit the mute. You know what I mean? To hit that off switch. I think that comes with maturity. I think it comes with emotional regulation. I think it comes with emotional intelligence. And also, more so than anything, I think it comes with a high degree and level of respect for the man that woman is dealing with when she knows when to turn it off. When she regulates herself and says, you know what? Not I'm so frustrated, I'm done talking. No, you know what? I'm going to shut up because it's a good time for that. That woman, that's a woman that's going to sustain a marriage. You understand what I'm saying? That's a woman that's going to sustain the marriage. So those are the top 5 non-sexual turn-ons. The top 5 non-sexual turn-offs. We went with number 1, superficiality. Me personally, I don't like superficial women. That's just my preference. Don't shoot. Number 2, bad attitudes. Not my style. I know some people that like a little toxicity in it. Genuinely, I have met men who like a little toxicity in it. So number 2, bad attitudes for me, can't do it. Turn me off. Number 3, masculinity. Can't do it. You know, if the sister want to be a brother, then by all means, brother, go get you a sister. You feel me? So I'm cool on the masculinity for sure. Number 4 is the number 4 would be hygiene, like all the way down to, like I said, down to everything. Women who, you know, neglect to go get their yearlies, women who, you know, don't get checked in between partners, women who moving around between a lot of partners. All of that ties into hygiene. It's more than just waking up in the morning, washing your face and brushing your teeth. So the whole situation. And also women who know to wipe front to back. You know what I'm saying? So that whole demonstration too, because I done told y'all some story time on previous episodes when it hit me in the back of my head. So y'all gotta, you know, stay sharp out there. Stay sharp. Number 5, non-sexual turn off would be the friend group. You know what I mean? If she got hella single friends, if she got a couple wild friends, if she got a friend that wants you low key, you know, anything, any red flags with the friend group, zesty besties, you know, all of that type shit. You know what I mean? Turn off, turn off, turn off. So those are the top 5 non-sexual turn-ons and turn-offs for classic. You know what I mean? Y'all drop y'all lists in the comments. I'm interested to see what y'all come up with for non-sexual stuff. Take y'all mind to a different place, right? Different type of little list to make, right? So I hope y'all have fun with that. And I'm looking forward to reading the comments. But yeah, we finna move on from the question of the day. Yes, Lord. So now, finally, before we get into the chat Q&A, so y'all make sure y'all start getting y'all questions loaded up in y'all mind. I want y'all to at least come with 1 or 2 topics today, chat. But before we get into that, we moving into the code language conversation. And this code language, I got a lot to say about, you know what I mean, which is traveling alone. This code language is called traveling alone. There's a few different ways to go with this one. So I may actually do another code language about this and take it from a different angle. But today, I actually literally want to talk about traveling alone. And maybe because I miss it, but I really literally want to talk about traveling alone. As women, I don't think it's wise. I think that women should at least stay in pairs or more, preferably pairs where both of you guys could be situationally aware and alert, maybe a group of 3, but anything beyond that, and it goes full girls trip, you know what I mean? If women of a certain maturity can handle it, but we know how a lot of women come back from girls trips, they don't even be the same type of friends no more after the vacation. So got to be careful with that. But from a safety standpoint, in all seriousness, from a safety standpoint, women should go in at least pairs. I don't think women should travel alone. And then there's different types of travel groups and travel clubs that women could join if they want to travel as an independent individual. Like if they don't have a real friend circle or anything like that that's available to travel with them, but they still want to explore this world, there's different type of travel clubs and groups that they can link up with to ensure their own safety and establish, a good friend circle of other people who are probably solo travelers that need some people to ensure their safety and also, bond with and enjoy these experiences with. So there's ways to do it for women. But this one, as a man, I'll speak as a man, and to the men traveling alone, if you haven't done it, I highly recommend it. Not only do I highly recommend it, but I'll give you guys a couple of referrals and tips that I have in regards to getting yourself warmed up with traveling alone. Traveling alone is something that is beneficial to you as a human being and as a person, especially, for a man. It's amazing for clearing your head. There's so many benefits to it, right? But let's keep the main thing real quick before we get off into that. Real quick, I just want to say, you need to warm up into traveling alone. I wouldn't just be a person who hasn't really traveled much at all, inexperienced traveler for the most part, and then just up and take your first trip by yourself from America to Istanbul. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't advise it. I just don't think it's wise, right? So we're going to be smart about this. If you're someone who wants to travel alone, and even if you're a person who's naturally a bit apprehensive about it, right? Because it's a crazy world we live in. So you do want to be safe. So that's what I want to talk about first. So warm yourself up. Start off with going from your crib to doing a staycation that's maybe an hour or 2 hour drive away from where you live, depending on what that looks like for you based on your location, right? So somewhere where if there was an emergency or if there was something weird or if there was something you were concerned about, home is not that far away. Help is not that far away, right? Pick somewhere like that. Go. Relax yourself, free your mind, take some deep breaths, and enjoy this experience of just the solitude, the isolation, the freedom to move at your own pace, the leisure of it. Start there. Then from there, go to a whole nother state, catch a flight by yourself. You know what I mean? Pull up somewhere maybe where you got some family or a friend that lives out in that state and just go take a vacation for yourself. Maybe tap in with them while you out there, but that if there's anything weird, anything off, or anything that you feel is not right, or any questions you may have as far as like, what's a good location out here to stay at? What's the wrong neighborhood to stay at? You might book a bad Airbnb without having any information, right? So travel that way first so you get accustomed to doing research, right? Do that. Then from there, I would say the next safest way to travel alone first to get warmed up would be to take a cruise. That's obviously if you don't have a fear of water, obviously if you don't, all of that, because I know some people have apprehensions about cruises for whatever their reasons are. I'm an avid cruiser. I've been on a ton of cruises. I think I'm at 15 now, maybe more. Who knows? It'll be more in a matter of months. I got a big trip planned, and I think we're going to touch some water on that one. So yeah, it'll be even more than that pretty soon. But yeah, nevertheless, a cruise, the reason why I say that it's safe, whether it be with one of the domestic lines, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, depending on your age, I wouldn't recommend Norwegian. I think that's for a certain demographic, honestly. You got Celebrity, you got Disney, you got Virgin. So there's a lot of good cruise lines you can go on, depending on what type of vibe and experience you're trying to have. Do your research on YouTube, and you can get that information. But the reason why I say it's relatively safe is because you're going to touch multiple countries. You're in a relatively controlled space, whereas you're going to be on a tourist trail. You can pick and choose your activities. You're going to be with other groups of other travelers naturally that are around you. And as long as you don't do anything foolish as far as going off the beaten path or getting a moped and trekking through the city by yourself and going off and making the wrong rights and lefts, you should be okay. Like I said, just situational awareness and not being foolish, right? But it's relatively safe. You get to touch a few different places. You mostly on the boat. You get to meet a lot of different new people. The boat is a very controlled environment. There's nowhere to go, right? You got a lot of activities, and you just get accustomed to moving at your own pace. You don't have to interact. You don't have to be social, but you can be very social and interact a ton if you want to, right? It's a very your pace, your speed, your vibe type of atmosphere. So I would recommend that. And like I said, the safety element is relatively decent, right? Because you out on the open ocean, as long as you don't jump, you should be all right. Then from there, that's when I would, dip off into doing resorts. And from there, you get used to figuring out what type of locals you can kind of spot out, get the lay of the land. I would say if you want to go to other countries, maybe go there more than once and gradually and progressively get more comfortable. See if you can make a friend or two, a true friend or two, so you don't get yourself set up into nothing crazy. Like I said, it's a crazy world. So we talking about traveling alone. So just all in all, cover the safety. All right, the fun stuff. Traveling alone as a man, there's a lot you can get from it. And it just depends on what you're trying to do as far as your experience. If you want to go sow your oats and go have a hunting trip, right? Y'all know what I mean when I say a hunting trip, right? You want to go out there looking for the females and try to, land the deal and find you some honeys and woo, right? But you're doing it solo dolo. I think it's very easy. It's much easier as a solo single man to move about and travel by yourself and secure some vacation pom pom. I think it's significantly easier. I've traveled in groups and won, and I've traveled by myself and, had all types of opportunities to do all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not I took them or whatever the case may be, it just depends on what trips you're talking about. But what I'm saying is when you alone, for some reason, the process is very simple. It's very simple. So I would say that part of it, that's a layup. But as far as the serenity, the mental clarity, the fasting, the meditation, the spiritual side of traveling alone, I would say when you travel by yourself, have a mission in mind, have a plan, right? Don't just travel alone to be like, oh, I want some peace and quiet for 2 days. And it's just a broad, vague ass thought about why you're doing this. Like, have something that you want to gain as a man from this trip every time. And include the fun. Don't get it twisted. Include the fun. That's the thing about traveling alone. The days are long. Like I told y'all, go on a cruise. You could go 5-6 nights. Dolo. Trust me, you're going to have more than enough free time for all of the self-growth and development shit I'm talking about, with plenty of free time to go turn up, however you want to do that. So don't worry about that piece of it. It's just a different vibe, moving at your own speed, your own pace, your own tempo. You have no worries. You have nothing to, no fear of judgment, no anxieties of, so-and-so, such and such being here, and they not, no vibe, no energy vampires that come with you. Sometimes group trips get crazy. Group trips get crazy. You got couples on a group trip. You got some singles on a group trip. You got families on a group. You got family on a group trip. They into it. This person crying on vacation. You trying to figure, and then this person ain't getting. They not having a good experience for whatever reason, and they bad vibing it out, moving around with their lip poked out, and then you got family on, and then this person on the trip broke, and this person. The group trips get crazy. Traveling alone is where it's at, especially if you a man. I would just say cover that safety piece. Like I said, that's important. Everything else you can get from it, I could talk about for 2-3 hours straight. I could just go and don't stop. I still travel alone. I'll never stop traveling alone. When I become a married man, I'll still travel alone. It's not to go. See, that's the problem. A lot of people don't travel alone. They get in relationships. They feel like they can't travel alone. I think you should travel alone married. Travel alone. Go take you some time, dog. Being a man is hard as fuck. Go take some time, champ. That don't mean you got to go do nothing that's cliche or typical for you to do. Oh, why he want to go take a trip? And then that's what I'm saying about the friend group, right? When I gave y'all the list of 5 turn-ons and turn-offs, that's what I mean by the friend group. It be the friend group that'll poison your woman mind. If you a trustworthy brother, you still should be traveling alone. You should take you a trip a year. Why not? And your woman should still trust you and be comfortable. You should be talking to her while you on your trip. Just little tap-ins and check-ins so she know you safe and straight. You alone. Especially if you leaving the country on some shit. Like, tap in. That ain't shit. But for the most part, you having your time. You should do it. If she have apprehensions about you doing so, that's probably them friends or that auntie or that mama or whoever that is. You let him travel alone. What he going to go do? What? Me personally, let's use me. I like cruising. If I'm gonna take a trip by myself, I'm probably gonna take a cruise. And I got endurance for it too. I'll go 8 nights. What's up? I'll really get gone on y'all last. Be gone for a week and a half. Yeah. If I got a woman and she feel a way about that type of shit, oh, you going on a party boat? Woo, 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 woo. Man, I've been on damn near 20 of these. This ain't even a party boat for me no more. I be in this bitch walking around my flip flops and my drawers in a full length robe like I'm like this like a personal yacht, nigga. I'm so slow motion. I ain't got to be in the club every night. I might go play the tables. You feel me? But I'm just moving at my pace, doing my thing. I'm moving at my speed for this amount of time. And when I come back, I'm so reset. It's motion. You see what I'm saying? And we working while we on that. Best believe. When I heal up, the travel vlog coming. The classic codes, we gonna add the travel vlog playlist. We finna move around a little bit. Yeah. Why wouldn't we? We gonna try some food. You know what I mean? We gonna try some food. And we gonna move around. We gonna try some food. We gonna review some hotels. You know what I mean? So we gonna review some resorts. We gonna review some cruise ships. We doing all that here at the Classic Codes. We got a game plan. But I will say this in closing on the code language. Ladies, travel in pairs at the minimum, right? Safety first. Men, still safety first, but travel alone. Try it first, do a little sample serving of a trip, something that could be considered a trip, and then branch out from there. Thank me later. You know what I mean? But that's it for the code language conversation. Traveling alone. All right, y'all. So that's it for the live today. We right at a solid hour, man. Beautiful live. About to get ready to transition right over into the Classic Code Sports live stream. And we got to talk about a few different things over there. So make sure y'all go over there, subscribe to that channel as well, the Classic Code Sports. And if you don't do nothing else, make sure for me, you stick to the codes. Yeah. Another classic, baby.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters, we're left in the cold.